Hey guys, what is going on? This is Wrestlelamia, back with another episode. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at the wildest wrestling news, stories, and rumors you need to know, including is a second episode of Saturday night's main event in the works? TNA champion becomes a free agent? Why isn't Kenny Omega returning to AEW? What does the WWE locker room think about the Motor City Machine Guns? WWE looking for announcer to wrestle? Vince McMahon's stake in WWE revealed, Roman Reigns' latest accolade, and more. Is WWE bringing Wade Barrett back to the ring? Topping today's news, does WWE want Wade Barrett to leave his spot as a color commentator and return to the ring? While Wade has previously said he's happy serving as color commentator on Raw, he has also said he'd step back into the squared circle if it was against the right opponent, longtime friend Drew McIntyre. Now WrestleVotes is reporting that the WWE is interested in bringing the former Bad News Barrett in for a short program with McIntyre. WWE has teased a potential match between the two during Drew McIntyre's feud with CM Punk. Would you like to see these two throw down? Second Saturday night's main event plan. The WWE's decision to bring back its classic Saturday night's main event program has fans eager to see how the first episode plays out on 14th December, but it looks like they won't have to wait long for the second episode, at least according to a recent report from WrestleVotes. Sources indicate NBC's second episode of Saturday night's main event is set for January 25th, with the location still to be determined. A bold scheduling move as it lands just 1 week before the Royal Rumble. The WWE has no PLEs scheduled for December and January, so Saturday night's main event could help the WWE forward storylines and begin the build for WrestleMania. No matches have been announced so far for the 14th December show, but as Figure 4 Online's Joseph Courier noted, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, and Seth Rollins are featured on the poster for the event. This week's Wrestling Observer has additional information on the January date. San Antonio was mentioned to us as a possible location, but not finalized. Ringside News noted 5 Saturday night's main event shows are planned for 2025. The WWE used Saturday night's main event to build storylines and hype pay-per-views during the 1980s and 90s, and it also helped introduce new fans to the WWE product. This could happen again as the WWE product is hotter than ever, and other than sports, December will likely feature reruns of network shows, making it more likely someone might tune in to Saturday night's main event to check things out. Superstar won't be wrestling John Cena. Many WWE superstars are lobbying for a match against John Cena as Big Match John embarks on his 2025 retirement tour. However, WWE Hall of Famer Kurt Angle won't be among them, as he tells Sports Illustrated, "A lot of people ask me if I'm gonna wrestle Cena for his retirement tour. No, listen to my body. I have knee replacements. I had 5 neck surgeries. I had back surgery last year. I have to have shoulder replacements. I'm in no condition to be getting in the ring and wrestling. Don't get me wrong, I do some stuff, but I don't think I can get in the ring. I can probably get in the ring and wrestle, but I don't want to take the chance of getting injured." Ironically, Angle wanted to wrestle Cena for his retirement match, but the WWE had him wrestle Baron Corbin instead. Why isn't Kenny Omega returning to AEW? Why is Kenny Omega returning to the ring in New Japan rather than All Elite Wrestling? 2024 was a very rough year for Kenny Omega as the AEW star spent much of the year recovering from surgery for diverticulitis. During a chat with Fightful Select, Omega explained why he wants to wrestle first in New Japan rather than AEW. "I would like to take baby steps into that role again, and I think that's sort of why I'm happy that it worked out in the way it did with New Japan, is that they were willing to facilitate a return for me, and I kind of told them I was a little leery about how I wasn't sure how it would look, and I wasn't sure if I could give them the kind of Kenny Omega performance that maybe they're looking for, but they weren't looking for that." Omega is one of wrestling's consummate professionals, so it's understandable that he doesn't want to return to the ring and stink the place up. Unfortunately, there appear to be many intangibles with Omega's in-ring return, with his health being the biggest. You may recall doctors told Omega he could have lost his life if he hadn't received medical treatment when he did. There were even questions about Omega's in-ring future, further proof of the severity of his condition. Kenny reiterated that he's taking things slowly and he appreciates that New Japan is happy just giving him a venue to return to, with what sounds like no pressure. "They're just happy to house my return, and I guess that's why I couldn't really list an opponent. Number one, I don't know if I can do it. Something may turn up, a couple of weeks out, which would put me out of doing the match, and I wouldn't want it to look like false advertising or anything like that. And not only that, but I mean, there's an entry-level opponent, and then there's, another tier of the opponent, and then there's a tier above that, and a tier above that, and a tier above that, and I really kind of wanted to leave it to how I felt. As of right now, certainly, I probably feel good enough to attempt one of those." Do you think the cleaner is making the right decision? Let us know in the comments below. Backstage reaction to the Motor City Machine Guns. The Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin's WWE debut, has been a success on screen, but what's the locker room's take on the veteran tag team? WrestleVote's Joey Votes addressed the topic during the latest episode of Sportskeeda's Backstage Pass Patreon. We're told the Motor City Machine Guns, Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley have endeared themselves to the SmackDown locker room in the short time they've been part of the company. We've heard from multiple sources how well-liked, how approachable, and how communicative they've been, and what an asset they're turning out to be. This is great news for the team because under some circumstances, there might be resentment at a team that came in and captured SmackDown's Tag Team Championship within weeks of their debut. A source said it feels like they've been here for years, which is a credit to those two in general. TC, your thoughts on two veterans, the Motor City Machine Guns, coming into a locker room like the WWE and being so well received? I mean, we've heard this now from, I gotta say, 2 or 3 different sources who said that they think the world of Motor City Machine Guns, so good on them. The Guns are no newbies as they've been competing for years. They have much to offer, but at the same time, it sounds as if they're being humble. What do you think of the Guns' WWE run so far? TNA champion becomes a free agent. Canadian wrestler Speedball Mike Bailey is now a free agent. Fightful Select is reporting, the word within TNA is that Speedball's deal expired on November 1st. He'd signed with TNA back in 2021 and his profile was removed from TNA's website this week. The report explained that the 3-time X Division champion is well liked by his peers and is now expected to join All Elite Wrestling. In an update, Fightful Select has learned that Speedball Mike Bailey is expected to be All Elite Wrestling bound. A number of talent within TNA as well as sources close to Bailey claim that he's headed to the company. Matt Hardy shared his take on Bailey during his Extreme Life of Matt Hardy podcast, praising the 34-year-old wrestler. He understands classic wrestling and storytelling a lot better than I initially expected. I knew him as a guy who did all these flashy, super cool, fancy moves. He's an incredible athlete, but he also has a great mind for the business. However, Hardy also shared his concerns over Bailey heading to AEW. The one concern I have for him in AEW is that with so many people there who have amazing styles and high work rates, I just hope he doesn't get lost in the shuffle. I really hope they allow him to stand out in the way that Speedball Mike Bailey truly can. Getting lost in the shuffle at AEW is a concern for anyone entering the company. Fans have repeatedly seen wrestlers enter the promotion and appear for several weeks before disappearing into the AEW quagmire. Does Vince McMahon still own TKO stock? Vince McMahon is done with WWE, but does the former WWE Kingpin still own any stock in TKO Holdings? Ringside News reports that a new Securities and Exchange Commission filing noted that McMahon still owns 8,021,405 shares as of September 30th, 2024. This accounts for 9.88% of the company's Class A stock. The filing was necessary due to his stake exceeding 5% ownership, which legally requires disclosure. The report added that McMahon has no voting rights in the company. Roman Reigns' latest achievement. Congratulations to Roman Reigns for being inducted into the Wrestling Observer Newsletter's 2024 Hall of Fame class. Roman joined 9 inductees, including WWE Hall of Famer Paul Mr. Wonderful Orndorff, territory legend Johnny Rougeau, AEW's The Young Bucks, and several others. CM Punk's dog moving major merchandise. Last but not least, congratulations are also in order for CM Punk's beloved dog Larry, as WrestleVotes Radio recently reported Larry's merchandise is doing big numbers. Some merchandising news, we're told WWE was absolutely thrilled with the initial run items of Larry the dog, CM Punk's dog, so much so that we're told to expect multiple new Larry items to be featured upon CM Punk's return to TV. A source did say Larry the dog outdrew several current superstars, as well as WWE legends on WWE Shop over the course of his merchandising release. He did have a t-shirt, he did have, I believe, a stuffed dog that is either in the works or on the way. People love animals, so Larry's sales success isn't a shocker. No word on whether WWE is considering pushing merchandise for Cody Rhodes' precious pooch. Cody's merchandise is firmly entrenched at the top of the sales charts, but it would be interesting to see which dog would triumph in swag sales. Well guys, there you have it, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Leave your comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and follow us on Instagram and X, and I'll see you next time for some more wrestling content.